Okay. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless, guys. Back at it again. Go ahead, give me a like on the way in and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Today, I have another TitanX video for you guys. We got BTC nearing all-time highs. We got TitanX down 20 something percent today. What is going on? Now, let me tell you guys. I'm here to tell you that we are in phase 2. TitanX is only in phase 2, and you got to be patient. Now, let me explain. But first, let's get into the wider market as usual. We got BTC. Oh, man, yesterday was a crazy day. We had a couple crazy days in crypto, man. BTC topped out around $64,000. Yes, $64,000. And then we shot back down to 60K like within minutes, right? So a lot of volatility in the market right now. So that volatility is coming back into the market, which is very, very, very interesting. Something that we see when the real bull comes around, right? So that volatility is a good thing and could be a bad thing, right? It's volatility to the upside and volatility to the downside, right? 64 to 60K within minutes, right? Those type of moves, could really wreck you if you're, getting involved in, longing and shorting and, um, I wouldn't advise doing that, to be honest. You can get liquidated really quick in a volatile market like we're seeing right now. But yeah, we're still above 60K. Last time I checked, we're at 62,700, which is great. Every day above 60K is a good day, right? We want to build a base around 60K. And, just like we've been doing since 20 something K, we shoot up in Bitcoin and we, go in a range and accumulate for a few weeks, and then we shoot up. We go into a range and accumulate for another few weeks. We shoot up. We go into a range and accumulate for another few weeks. And that's what I expect to see here. But then you never know, guys, because right now we are in uncharted territory. We are not supposed to be this high, guys. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. We are not supposed to be this high. We're not supposed to be nearing the all-time high until months after the halving. We're talking about post-halving, right? And of course, we are not post-halving. We are pre-halving, right? And because we are pre-halving, and we're nearing the all-time highs, it means that this is the first difference that we're seeing in the market right now. And of course, this is because of the Bitcoin ETF. We did not have the Bitcoin ETF in previous cycles, so we're seeing a difference, right? So what does that mean? I talked about this in my last video about Zen. I said that we could see one of three things. We could see a pre-halving dump, which we spoke about. I wasn't too big on the pre-halving dump, and I let that be known. And we didn't get the pre-halving dump as of yet, right? We shot up instead, and we're nearing all-time high, which is kind of crazy. But could we see the pre-halving dump? That could be a scenario that could reset us to the levels that we should be at right now in the market, as far as the time we are in right now in the market, and that could kind of reset us, which would be a good thing. Or we could see prices just shoot up and continuously go up, and basically we have a much bigger 2024 or halving year than we expect to have, and we could have a shorter bull market than usual, right? We could also have as a third scenario, we might just have the regular 4-year cycle and have this thing go into 2025, but we just go up a lot higher than what we expected. So I'm on record saying about 120K BTC, 130K BTC, just basically doubling the old all-time high. But because we're pre-halving and we're already at the all-time high, pretty much we're a few thousand away from the all-time high. In the third scenario, we could go much higher into 2025, maybe 200K. You never know. I don't know what's going to happen, and nobody knows what's going to happen. But what we do know is we can dollar cost average along the way to, save yourself, right? At the end of the day, this market is all about getting in early and getting out early, right? You need to have a strategy on how to get out. You can watch my profit-taking strategy episode 3 of my crypto alpha series a couple weeks back. I posted that, so go check it out. Anyway, let's get into TitanX, man. TitanX, man. Let me explain to you why we are in phase two. You might say, what is phase two? What do you even mean by that? What the heck is phase two? What is phase one, phase two? I don't even know, right? Let me explain, all right? So Jake posted a while back on his Twitter. He posted that that TitanX is going to go through 3 stages, okay? The first stage being fairly get supply into the hands of as many people as possible and build the initial community. All right. So phase one is already done. We've done, launch. We people have done thousands of miners. People have liquid TitanX in their hands, and or miners that are going to come out soon or sometime in the future. And we have the initial community, right? If you're watching right now, you're part of the initial community, right? So phase one is already done. What's phase two? Phase two, he said, is building protocols that use and burns TitanX as fuel and build LP pools around TitanX and that particular coin, right? For that project. All right. So that's what we're seeing right now. Okay. We're seeing projects being built on TitanX. If you go to TitanXHub.com, you'll see 17 different projects listed. Some have come out already, and many of them are coming out in the near future. Okay, we already have DragonX that came out and burned or locked up billions of TitanX because of DragonX. Okay, we have Helios that just came out the other day, right? Helios has locked up, I think, 20 billion Zen within the first day, basically the launch, right? Successful launch. So we have a lot of different coins. If you go to TitanX.hub, you'll see you have DragonX launched, Helios launched, Titan Legends launched, Baby Dragon launched just today. Okay, all these protocols are launching or have already launched, and they are taking TitanX off of the market. We're removing that inflation off of the market. All right, and then we still have 13 other projects that have to come out as well. Right? Don't forget, we still have 13 other projects that need to come out as well, and they're gonna be coming out in the near future. We have Hyper, okay, which is probably the most hype project of them all. We have Jake tweeting about Hyper recently, which is interesting. He's getting, he's tweeting a lot more about Hyper. He said that Hyper won't be what you think it will be. Hyper won't be what you think it will be. He also tweeted, Hyper will not directly compete with any of the build on TitanX protocols. And that's interesting to see. That's interesting to know, because I was actually thinking, how is Hyper going to be different from a DragonX or Helios? And, how is it going to be different and not compete, with these other projects? So it's going to be interesting to see, the white paper. We're anxiously waiting on that white paper, for Hyper. We want to see how it's going to be different from the other protocols. But you have to understand, all of these protocols, whether they're different or the same, they're basically buy and burns. They're just another version of the buy and burn. You know how we have the buy and burn version 1, we have buy and burn version 2, and then DragonX is basically buy and burn version 3. Helios is buy and burn version 4. And every TitanX protocol that comes out is another buy and burn version, right? So we have 17 projects coming out right now. That's 17 when they're all out. That's 17 buy and burns, right? That's what you have to understand. We're going to have a lot of not only buy pressure, but also going to have a lot of burn pressure and removing the inflation off of the market. But right now, we're still in phase 2, which is building and these projects coming out, right? We're at the latter stages of phase 2. I would say that. We are at the latter stages of phase 2, where these projects are going to be coming out. And then we go into phase 3, right? And phase 3, Jake said that that is when we enter hyper deflation, as supply becomes more scarce and harder to produce over time, right? So you have to understand, Jake designed TitanX to be hyper inflationary at the beginning, and then it changes towards being hyper deflationary towards the end. So because of those 17 projects and more, it's going to be more than 17. That's just the ones that are being built right now that we know of. It's basically going to burn the heck out of TitanX and remove the inflation. So we're going to see this thing become very deflationary. And also, over time, when you mine TitanX, you get less every single time. So every day, you get less and less TitanX. So it becomes harder and harder to get TitanX, or to produce more new inflation for TitanX. So we're going to have burning. It's going to be harder, more scarce, and harder to produce TitanX over time. And we're going to see this thing go into hyper deflation. Okay, we have to understand what's the point of all this. We're still in phase 2, guys. You got to be patient. You got to be patient right now. You can't really make any conclusions about TitanX. I don't want you to be down and out. Right now is not the time to really be looking at the price of TitanX, and that's why I don't look at the chart. I really don't look at the chart of TitanX, even Zen. I'm in Zen as well. You guys know I'm in Zen as well. I don't really look at the chart because it's not time, right? It's not the time to be looking at the chart and to be looking and analyzing the chart and saying, oh, it's going to break out here. Not really. You shouldn't really be doing that right now. That's not the way these types of coins are designed, right? The chart don't matter right now. What matters is getting all of these protocols out that is going to basically make people buy TitanX and then burn TitanX or lock it up for a long period of time, right? That is what we are waiting on. We're waiting to get into phase 3, right? So as long as we're in phase 2, it doesn't really matter what happens to the price of TitanX. I'm not even looking at it. I'm enjoying the gains that I'm getting in other coins, guys. You got to be in other coins, man. You got to be in other coins. I hate to say it, but you can't be, have all your hopes on, one particular coin because they don't all go at the same time, right? They don't all go at the same time. You really have to understand each individual coin that you're in and how they actually go up in the tokenomics and the game theory behind them. And it just so happens that for a coin like TitanX, according to the tokenomics and the game theory, more specifically, it's not meant to go up right now. It's meant to go up in phase 3, and we're still in phase 2, guys. So I'm just trying to give you guys a little, understanding about TitanX, man. I think TitanX is going to do crazy numbers. You guys already know 10,000x, in my opinion, may or may not do it, but that's what I think it will do. I think it might pull a hex, and but in order for it to do that, you gotta wait and you gotta be patient. Right? At the end of the day, patience is a virtue for a reason, right? We got the whole market going up. We got BTC going up. You don't have to worry. Ethereum's going up. Ethereum, it just went to, we just broke 3,500. I think we pulled back just a little bit, but yeah, we broke 3,500, which is very important. I told you guys, Ethereum is a leading indicator for the rest of the altcoins. The rest of the altcoins are going to blow very soon. And guess what? TitanX is an altcoin. TitanX is an altcoin. Yes, it is. All right. So don't worry. TitanX is going to go up crazy, especially when phase 3 comes along. So be patient. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless, guys. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out, guys. Take care.